Australia, let's go back. Let's go all the way back to 2010. Back to a time where Kevin Rudd had only been Prime Minister once, Channel 9 was still proudly broadcasting blackface, and the FFA were launching the most ambitious attempt in Australian football history. Yes, way more ambitious than the Mariners' attempts to convert Usain Bolt into a centre forward. In 2010, the FFA had submitted a bid to host the 2022 FIFA World Cup, which saw us pitted against Japan, South Korea, USA, and of course, Qatar. The bid itself was a sign of the growing confidence in our local product. The Australian fan base were feeling entitled, as if it was our divine right to host the World Cup. Then we spent $50 million and got one bid. As part of our bid, a 7-minute presentation video was shown to FIFA in an attempt to sway votes, and in regards to cringe, it was somewhere between a Daniel Balgala video and a Thursday FC monologue. And today, we're going to relive all that cringe in glorious 240p! The video starts off with a shot outside FIFA headquarters, and are you kidding me, FFA? You know, most Australians wouldn't want to be stereotyped as burglarizing convicts being extradited out of Europe. But you decide not only to embrace it, but to include it in the very first scene. Also, how smart do you think the average kangaroo is? I can't go more than 500 meters on the Hume Highway without seeing the corpse of one because they thought they could sidestep a Jeep Wrangler going 100 k's per hour. But sure, they can pull off a heist like this. News of the robbery naturally makes headlines around the world, with The Sun declaring it a kangaroo robbery. Also, it should have been kangaroo-bery, you fucking retards. This is why print media is dead. Julia Gillard, who may or may not have been Prime Minister that week, gives a stern lecturing to our antagonist, a pursuing rogue bikie. Although looking at him, he might just be a kinky leather dom daddy. And without spoiling the ending, this is the most bizarrely unnecessary cameo appearance since Donald Trump in Home Alone 2.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
Then we see a skate park, Ian Thorpe, and butternut squash? Confusing nonsense? Well, you tell me how else you would establish a scene about a kangaroo surfing in Bondi with a World Cup trophy in its pouch. One vote, people. One vote. Woo! Gnarly, bro. Hang 10, kangaroo thief, bro. Woo! You know what's going to set our World Cup bid ahead of the others? That's right, folks. That highly revered butternut squash shot. Because FIFA is run by Nanu. Yes, after managing to escape Border Patrol, the kangaroo has made its way back to Australia, to the absolute delight of these two bros right here. Then the kangaroo poses for some selfies, and you're left wondering a lot of questions. Questions like, why? And also, $50 million, FFA. Sadly, the selfie session is short-lived as the bikie returns to run over the kangaroo. The crowd looks on gobsmacked at seeing Bondi Beach without a drowning Asian within sight. Out of nowhere, Kathy Freeman pops up for a bit of a jog. She seems like the most relevant person to have in a video about soccer. Aha! And some more humour now, as the kangaroo dies of heat exhaustion. Ha! Are you not entertained, Sepp Blatter? This bikie's back again for some good old-fashioned murder. I don't know how else to interpret this character other than a murderer. He's not the police, he's clearly not ASIO. All I know is he has the same bloodlust as Ivan Milat. Anyway, the kangaroo escapes yet again as it jumps off the gap. And now we get to see the beauty of the Great Barrier Reef. But what's the go with the genuinely unsettling music here? Are they insinuating that the kangaroo is drowning? Was there originally a shark in the background, but it got cut? The kangaroo, wait, can kangaroos even swim? Anyway, the kangaroo emerges for breath in beautiful Sydney, where we get an obligatory Harbour Bridge shot, and we get to see that bikie guy again, dressed like the Christchurch shooter. Also, like to point out that we are 3 minutes in, and so far, we have seen butternut squash, overweight topless men, 5-kilo dumbbells, Olympic gold medal winning lifesavers, I think Candy's foul zone, clownfish, this person's bikini line, flip phone technology, kangaroo puns, and a police boat. You know what we haven't seen yet? A soccer ball in a video for the FIFA World Cup. Cool! We transition into Melbourne, and amazingly, they have shown all the restraint not to reference AFL, although we do see the MCG, which is like the mecca of AFL. AFL and cowed-punching women. MCG, trams, Flinders Station, Jesus, have we got all the cliches out the way yet? Are we about to see Linda Chamberlain screech out, "A dingo took me baby"? Look, I get it. This is an overglorified tourism ad, but could I just see one football stadium? Or maybe just a person in a football jersey? Then this kangaroo is doing some Scooby-Doo slapstick, and my will to live is lessening with every second I have to endure this. Reminder, World Cup bid, not filler content on Cheese TV. Finally, we transition to Darwin, and there you have it, folks. 5 minutes and 12 seconds into a 7-minute video, and we finally see our first glimpse of a soccer ball. It's the equivalent of watching the first 2 hours of The Godfather without seeing an Italian. And let me tell you, this soccer ball has brought with it a whole lot of multiculturalism. There's an Aboriginal, an overweight middle-aged Caucasian man, an Asian fuckboy, and not only a Muslim, but a Muslim in a hijab, all of whom forgot to acknowledge the Angungu people as the traditional owners of this land. Also, I love that whenever Australian soccer references Northern Territory, the locals are always barefoot in hand-me-down clothes, too poor for goalposts, so they have to fashion them out of boomerangs or some shit. The kangaroo emerges with the trophy and a flurry of coloured kids behind her. Yes, I said her. Are you saying women are incapable of pulling off a great heist like this? Sexist? The locals are naturally delighted by the theft and join in to celebrate the crimes. The trophy then unlocks its secret Harry Potter magical powers and transports the mob into Aussie Stadium. Also, so nice to include one whole rectangular stadium in the video, unlike the other one where they had to CGI one into existence. Also, they randomly included some World Cup celebration videos from Fed Square. It's just so jarring seeing something so staged contain a brief moment of genuine human emotion. But that's a little too deep, so let's talk about the kangaroo's titties. Where are your nips, mate? Where are your nips? The celebrations are abruptly cut short when the feared bikie emerges inside the stadium, presumably because he couldn't afford street parking in Sydney. The bikie ominously looms closer to the kangaroo. Tensions could be cut with a knife before he takes off his helmet to reveal that it's none other than Paul Hogan? Wait, what? Why the hell is Paul Hogan in this of all things? Has anyone cared about Paul Hogan since 1991? They even made him put on the Akubra to make sure people realized it was him and not a dehydrated Californian raisin. Seriously, Paul Hogan. Was Toadfish from Neighbours unavailable? The video ends with a bunch of celebrities posing with the kangaroo because yeah, whatever. I'm sure it's swaying the votes. Wait, why was Hugh Jackman on a green screen but wasn't included in this video? You've got one of the most charismatic people in all humankind, and you've opted for Paul Hogan. Paul Hogan! The Crocodile Dundee bloke. Yes, he's made other films. Remember that film where he pretended to be gay for tax reasons? I wish I didn't. Who did we beat with our bid? Dafoe? Actually, we didn't beat anyone because we got one whole vote. And we only got that vote after agreeing to pull out of the Women's World Cup bidding process. Only one other bid in World Cup history has gotten a single vote, and that was Germany's 1938 bid when they were still under Nazi rule. I'm not drawing comparisons. It's just a fact. Just a little bit of trivia. Well, I don't know how to end this